Bria again from Actuarial, and I'm so glad you're here because today we're talking all about how to set up your LinkedIn profile for success. Okay, so the number one reason you need to have a really good LinkedIn profile is because you never know who's going to look at it. It might be at any time, it might be someone that has the power to hire you in an actuarial position. So it could be a hiring manager, or maybe it's just someone that works in an actuarial position and sees that you're a great candidate and they tell your boss about them. Who knows? It could be anyone. There are so many ways that someone could see your LinkedIn profile, and because of that, you want to make sure that it's always updated so that it displays you in the best light for an actuarial position. Okay, aside from that, you're going to be using your LinkedIn profile to network. Actually, in the Actuary Accelerator Community, the month of August is dedicated to networking on LinkedIn. So members of that program right now, if you're one of them, I'm so glad to have you, but you are going to learn so much. You're just going to boost your chances of getting an actuarial job because you're doing a great job at networking. So we're going to be talking all about that in the Accelerator community this month. So that's why I created this video, is so that you can get your profile set up properly for networking. And I want to make sure that not only am I helping members in the Accelerator community, but I'm also helping my YouTube fans. You guys, I just love you guys. You are always here for me. You're always working so hard towards your actuarial goals. So I want to make sure that you are included in this networking or LinkedIn networking month as well. Okay, so let's start here. If you haven't already updated your resume, that's the number one thing you have to do before you even start working on your LinkedIn profile. So last week, I will link to the video that I did right in the description below. I'll link to it because last week's video was all about how to create a really good resume. And you need to have your resume figured out before you start your LinkedIn profile. It just makes things so much easier. So once you have that figured out, then come back to this video and finish up the steps here. Now, I'm going to share my screen with you right now so that we can actually look at a real profile that I've set up for a fake actuarial student. His name is Andrew Mann. So let me switch to my screen. Okay. That is not it. Right here. So this is Andrew Mann. Now, I want to just go through a few really important parts of your profile. But if you are a member of the Accelerator community, we go in so much more depth on this in the video that I recorded. I'll show you how to access that later in a few minutes after we go through this. Okay, so first off, there's a picture here that is very clear, very professional. It's easy to see and recognize this person in the picture. The background is very just plain. There's not a whole bunch of distractions in this picture. You'll also notice it's just him. It doesn't look like it's been cropped out or anything like that. So you want your profile picture to just kind of have the same format as this. You want it to be close up so it's easy to see. You want it to be professional, all that kind of stuff. Okay, next you're going to want to have a headline here that grabs people's attention, especially actuarial employers. So usually this field here, it's called your headline. It's kind of just filled in automatically by LinkedIn. I think they fill it in with your most current job. But you want to likely not work in a similar position as you're working in now. You want to get into an actuarial position. So if you're okay with updating your resume for an actuarial career, even though you're working in another job, then you're definitely going to want to make it appear as you're interested in actuarial work. Now, many people just put aspiring actuary in their headline, but I actually recommend you go further than that. Like I said, lots of people have this, but if you can also provide information about what makes you a great actuarial candidate, very similar to how I talked about in last week's video about the career profile, well, this is going to just make you so much more appealing and so much more appealing to actuarial employers. So in this case, aspiring actuary with 3 years of business and finance experience, a variety of technical skills, and exam P and FM. That really summarizes up Andrew Mann in just one line, 2 lines, I guess we could say. 1 sentence, 2 lines. this is really concise, but it really gives employers a general, like I wouldn't say general, but a very good understanding of why you would be a good actuarial candidate. So your headline is really important for attracting the people that you want to be seeing your profile. Okay, next, let's look at the banner here. So the banner is this image right here behind the face image. And it's really good for you to add some personality to your LinkedIn profile. And that's what we've done for Andrew's profile here. So he is someone that just loves the outdoors. So we included this picture of a river and some mountains or hills, whatever these are. It's very nature type scene because he loves nature. So this really helps to just show his personality a bit, and that helps you stand out because so many people are just going to have the plain, regular LinkedIn banner there, but you can change it. And I'll show you that right now actually. So if you are in the Accelerator community, just yesterday, so on Monday, we released a video all about your career profile that goes in much more depth than this. So once you log into the community, all you have to do is go here, down to job resources, and then go to your LinkedIn resources. Once you go into that page, you'll find this 27-minute video that tells you in depth how to do everything, much more detail than I'm able to give in this video, but you're definitely going to want to go check that out. And if you're not in the Accelerator community yet, come join us. We'd love to have you. There's so many resources in here to help you get an actuarial job and improve your technical skills, just everything you could possibly need really to achieve your goal of getting an actuarial position. So like I said, this month, August, is all about networking on LinkedIn. So that's a lot of the stuff that we're adding in there this month is going to be related to that, and it's really going to help you boost your chances of getting a job. Because if you didn't know already, a lot of employers start hiring during the end of this year, at the end of the year. It's a big hiring season, usually from October to December. And they hire during that season because they're primarily looking for people to start in the spring of next year. A lot of people will be graduating, so they want to start hiring now so that they have those people in place in the spring when they've graduated. So it's really important that you start your LinkedIn profile and get your networking started now, because networking isn't something that happens overnight. You have to start early, and the earlier you start, the better. Now, right now we're sitting at about a month and a half out from hiring season. So now is like the absolute latest that you want to start. So get in the Accelerator community if you haven't started networking yet. But even if you're not planning to start looking for a job anytime soon, if you start networking now, you're going to be able to grow your network so much bigger, and you're going to really be able to strengthen those connections over time. And then when you start looking for a job, you're going to be in such a better place. You're going to have connections built up over time rather than trying to force them in a very quick period of time, all that kind of stuff, which is why with networking, you have to play the long game. You have to start early, and starting now is the best time to start. Okay, so I told you about the profile picture here. I told you about the headline. I told you about the banner here that you can personalize for your own personality. Last thing I want to tell you is the URL for your LinkedIn profile, okay? So as you see for Andrew's profile here, the URL is very clean, very crisp, it's very professional. There aren't a whole bunch of extra numbers added in there, it's not hard to remember, all that stuff. Surprisingly, you can actually change your URL on LinkedIn. I didn't know this before, but when I was creating this profile, I stumbled across this feature, and you can actually change it. So I'll show you how to do that. Right here, once you're in your profile, all you have to do is go to this link, edit public profile and URL. So click on that, it will open up a separate page. And then right here is where you can change your URL. So all you have to do is click that button. You can change it to whatever you want, really. Ideally, this would be the situation, just first name dash last name. But unfortunately for Andrew here, this one was already taken. So it wouldn't have, that URL is not available. So I just added a 2 there and that one worked. So if you can do it without having any numbers, that's ideal, but sometimes you might have to. You might also want to fiddle around with maybe just including a middle initial like that, or maybe a period between the names. I don't think that would work either. So something like that, just try to eliminate numbers if possible and make it clear, crisp, and professional. Okay, so that is all the information I'm going to tell you about LinkedIn profiles right now. There is so much to learn. And adding your resume or your exams on there is important. You can do those as certificates. You want to make sure that your descriptions, your job descriptions are very similar to your resume, but not exact. There's so much more that I have to tell you. I'd love for you to join the Accelerator community and just make sure you watch that course that I told you about, this one. And then next week, we're going to be talking, there's a whole new course there that's going to be about LinkedIn networking. So you're definitely going to want to check that out. And really this whole month is just all about networking on LinkedIn. So if this is where you are at in your actuarial journey, come check out the Accelerator community. I'm sure it can provide you lots of value in getting your first full-time actuarial job. Okay, that is all for today. I did want to ask you, down below, let me know what headline you are considering, your attention-grabbing headline that you are considering for your LinkedIn profile. I know it's tricky to come up with that, so I'd love to help you out a bit there. Let me know what your headline is down below in the comments, and I will let you know my thoughts on that. Okay, so that is all for today, for real. Bye for now. I'll see you next week.